What's up, guys? Will here, 4-Star Bills, working with my friends at BeyondTheDefined.com. Hopefully you're watching this video on their website, my YouTube channel, or Facebook, or whatever. I want to talk to you guys about relationships. Today, I feel like relationships are something that a lot of people just get wrong. And wrong, of course, is a relative term depending on what you're wanting to get out of a relationship. But in my experience, the things that people I talk to say, finding a great relationship is pretty rare anymore, which leads me to believe that most people are getting it wrong. I feel like most people enter into relationships for the wrong reasons, which is why they have the wrong relationships, and they aren't getting what they need out of them. They're actually going into these relationships with a mindset of neediness. They're going into these relationships with a mindset. If you're a guy, you're going into a relationship with a mindset of, I need to get laid. Right? You guys usually try and get laid, they start hooking up with a chick, and then they start, hooking up more, seeing each other more, liking each other. Things kind of naturally progress. Boom, boyfriend, girlfriend. For girls, I feel like it's a little bit different. Women are usually looking to fill some kind of void or prove to their girlfriends that they're worthy or improve their self-worth somehow, right? Suppose there's girls out there too who are looking to get laid, and that's why they enter into a relationship. But a lot of the times it comes from for guys it comes from a physical neediness, right? We need sex. For girls it comes from an emotional neediness. They need another body there to keep them warm. They need another, they like to cuddle. They want to talk about cutesy schmootsy things and all that stuff. And they need that emotional half part, whatever. My feelings towards that is that's wrong. If you're entering into a relationship because you're looking to get something out of it, that's the wrong way to approach it. The correct way, if you want to have a healthy, long-lasting relationship with somebody who loves you and who you love back, and that's low drama, low bullcrap, and is really fulfilling, is first you need to learn how to be alone. You need to learn how to love yourself, right? You can't, nobody else can love you until you love yourself, right? If you don't love yourself, how can you ever expect anyone else to love you? I don't mean that to offend or cut anyone down, but really, you need to make peace with who you are as a person and as a human being before you can ever ask anyone else to. Because you know yourself best, you're the closest to you, and if you don't like you, chances are other people aren't going to. That's what kind of ties back into the women doing this, women getting into relationships. I feel like most of the times they are uncomfortable being alone. Guys are physically uncomfortable being alone, women are emotionally uncomfortable being alone, and so we enter into these relationships. Really, like I said, you gotta learn to love yourself first, which means be comfortable with being alone and actually enjoy being alone, because when you're alone, that's your time to develop. That's your time to grow. That's your time to reach out. That's your time to improve upon yourself, work out, really work on yourself. It's also time for you to get to know who you are. A lot of people don't know who they are. They kind of zombie walk through life. They just zombie walk through life, not having any idea who they are, what they're doing, where they're going. And that's confusing and it's frustrating, and it causes people not to like themselves that much. You should be a complete person first before you ask anyone else to be with you, right? We always hear that term, you complete me, which I feel is one of the worst things someone can say to somebody else, you complete me, right? You should be a whole person, a whole human being, and find somebody else who complements you, who complements your strengths and weaknesses, right? Who has strengths comparable or opposite to your own, weaknesses comparable and opposite to your own, right? Find somebody who complements you. Find somebody who builds you up and supports you. Look for those characteristics. Usually they're not going to be sarcastic. They're not going to be mean. They're not going to be They're going to have good relationships with their family and friends. That stuff is important. they're all flags that show you that that person is actually well-rounded. Guys, you want to be a well-rounded person as well. You can't ask a chick to really love you and care about you. You can't expect to be dating a perfect 10 if you're not a perfect 10 yourself. You got to work on it. You got to get there. You know, that includes working out, reading to develop your mind, developing your spirituality. We'll talk about that later. You know, learning basic things guys need to know. A few car things. Learn how to cook, right? Nothing's more attractive than a guy who knows how to cook. Girls, if you've ever had a date with a guy who knows how to cook, leave a comment below and let me know how it turned out and if you really appreciated it, even if you really sucked and it was the effort that counted, right? Become an expert at a few things. You know, have some good style too. Don't just wear t-shirts and jeans or old crappy clothes from 10 years ago and expect people to fall all over themselves for you. You really got to work on building yourself up. If you want that kind of relationship, you want that kind of love, I guess. If you want that kind of, if you want that perfect 10, you got to work on making yourself a perfect 10, and you got to realize who's doing that and who's not doing that. Look for those signs. Look for that in somebody else. Look for somebody who can help you get better and whom you wouldn't mind helping out. And I guarantee you'll have a fulfilling relationship. And it may just be you'll find your soulmate that way, if you believe it. That's it, guys. Hope it helps. Talk to you later.